Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Motivational Mondays. Excited to be here. Today is August 11th, and excited to get started with everyone. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Hopefully, you guys can see that. Good to go? Let's see. Everyone see that?
Yep. Looks
Someone
good.
thumbs up me.
We can see it.
Okay, good. All right. So the discussion today is going to be around growing your sphere of influence organically and intentionally. And I thought it'd be a good practice to go through and start sharing with you guys what we do on our team to just keep our touches in with our sphere by using client appreciation parties and all of the things that maybe it'll stimulate something in the back of your brain to start implementing into your business, just for good ways to organically grow. Um, so first and foremost, it was interesting yesterday at our when I was at church, our pastor was talking about just the overall goal of anyone in their lives, and I was talking about, like, obviously following Jesus, but through this whole process of growth. And I thought it was just an interesting way to start this is just overall gratitude and appreciation for the life that we have and our ability to go out and do things to grow, whether it's spiritually, professionally, physically, emotionally, mentally, even relationally. We all have the opportunity to grow as big or as quickly or as slowly as you guys want to. But if you're not growing your business, then what are we ultimately trying to accomplish? So in my mindset through this, through my job and through what we do day to day, is I'm always looking to advance and move the needle a little bit further forward. And just that overall appreciation that you have the ability to do that. We live in a world where we have the ability to grow. I've been suffering with back problems for the last 6 months, and I just started going back to the gym and being really intentional about re-strengthening and getting more mobility back. And I'm like, I'm feeling better. And like, what a gift that is to be able to go out and do that and just say, look, I know that what I need to do. I'm just going to go do it. And so in every aspect of your life, you have the opportunity to do that, whether you need to rekindle old relationships, work on, your marriage or your relationship with your kids, or your growth as spiritually and even professionally. So I think it's just a good mindset. And his point through this whole thing was that growth requires imitation. And I thought that was a really interesting thing because we live in a society right now where everyone's self-made, right? We're self-made millionaire, we're self-made this, we're self-made that. And if you don't have you're not where you want to be, you pick yourself up by your bootstraps and you do it yourself. And all that stuff is good, but it doesn't, the point is, it should be noted again that you grow by imitation, and you can grow and do this yourself, and you can empower yourself to take these actions. But if you're emulating someone else that's already been successful in doing this, that's really where you're trying to build off of. And so, you're often learning from other people, and that's where I get so much value out of doing these things, with you guys, so I can learn with and best practices from what you're doing, and hopefully you guys can glom some things off of what we do and implement them into your business, and it helps to grow your business as well. So with that being said, let's get into the reasons why we have a focus on this. All right. Whoops. Here we go. Okay, so welcome to growing your sphere of influence. What is the sphere of influence, and why is it important? So your SOI is everyone you know, everyone you like, everyone you trust, potentially to refer business to you. It could be family, friends, past clients, obviously community connections, and all of those parts of the business that come into generating referrals. Still, after 22 years in the business, the majority of our business, no matter how much money we spend on advertising and lead generation and pay-per-clicks and all of those parts of the business that add to us, still the lion's share of my business comes from my SOI. And it comes from referrals, it comes from past clients, it comes from business that people call us and say, hey, we want to sell our house. I have 2 leads this morning from people that reached out to me and said, hey, we need to talk because I need to sell my house. And 10 minutes before we started this, someone wants to see a house tonight. And they're all past clients, they're all sphere of influence. So the key to this, though, is to do this organically with a mindset of intentional growth. So if you get too salesy through this process, that comes through and it's very, very shallow. So this is hopefully you guys can take some tips from some of the things that we've done in the past and that we continue to do to stay in contact with our sphere, to continue to nurture them and just be organic through that process. So the power of your sphere of influence, NAR statistics show that it's not just a list, it's building this lifelong touch of oops, did I lose my screen here? Sorry guys, 1 second. What happened? Can you guys see this still? Someone chimed. Started up again. Sorry for that, guys. So we're talking about the power of your sphere of influence. So NAR saying 64% of sellers found their agent through a referral from family or friend. And I think that that's actually probably light if we look at it in terms of the business that we retain and that we convert in a year. So unlike cold leads, what we generate from the internet, where they're converting at 1 to 3%, that might be a little bit light, but these are NAR statistics. Referrals from your sphere of influence generate around 25 to 40% return. So, and even more importantly, those start to work themselves into your SOI and generate more business. I've several people in my sphere that have gotten 15 plus deals from over the years where they're referring me business or buying and selling houses. So it's extremely powerful, and it's something that you guys should definitely be focusing on if you're not. So remember, cultivating 100 meaningful relationships generate more business than maintaining 1,000 superficial connections. This goes back to the Brian Buffini days, where your intentionality on staying in contact with your core people that are feeding you business is paramount, and that's what we've focused on. So why host client appreciation parties? Obviously you build deeper relationships with face-to-face interactions. Everyone, you can implement and you can have AI do touch points for emails and all of those things when you can say, there's my touch system, it's done. But ultimately it creates less of a deep relationship than it is if you're face-to-face with people and you're engaging with them and you're involved in their life and you're asking them about their kids and you're showing gratitude, because we truly do appreciate our clientele and our past clients and our sphere. So it also helps you stay top of mind naturally, right? So by doing these events, you're creating systems and you're engaging with your SOI in a really natural, organic way, where you have to touch them a couple of times building up to the event. And then during the event, you're engaging with them. And after the event, you're following back up. So those are creating lasting memories to the point where when we see people in our normal day-to-day throughout the year, they ask about our client appreciation parties. They say, hey, when's the pie giveaway this year? When, and are you guys doing your summer barbecue? And we get those questions all the time. So it does work. You're top of mind, and that's where our majority of our referrals come from. So the rest of this meeting, we're going to talk about different ideas, maybe things that you guys can implement into your business. And we've done all of these, and we do these yearly still. But there's different ideas and things you can implement into your business. Maybe you can rip off and duplicate, which I'm a huge fan of. And you can just kind of follow what we do to grow your own sphere. So here are 5 different client appreciation parties that we do yearly. The first is NCAA March Madness. That's always a fun one. It's easy to do. We'll go into details of each one of these and kind of break down what we do for them. We do our summer barbecue kickoff, just an outdoor sort of thing. It's kind of hit or miss. Sometimes you get rained on, sometimes you don't. We've been lucky in the last few years, but we've gotten rained on in other years past. But we'll go into details on that. Movie theater rentals, where we've rented an entire movie theater and we've hosted, a movie screening where we'll get into details on that as well. Probably our most popular one is the pie giveaway, which is really a lot of fun. We do that the Tuesday before Thanksgiving. We'll go into details on that. And then my personal favorite is Stockings for Soldiers. And that is a really good opportunity for us to engage with the community, get donations, and then do it for a really good cause. So we'll go into details of each one of these. But the whole reason behind all of these is to trust the process. So this is a touch game. And the real secret sauce is in this system that we're putting in play. So of course, when you guys have new listings and everything, you're engaging your sphere and you're posting them on social media and things, and those are good touches. Listings just sold, photos with your current clients that you're working with, happy stories, that kind of thing. But when you have client appreciation parties, this is a systematic touch system that is going to allow you to be top of mind for your sphere. So if you think about the number of touches that you have building up to, say, the client appreciation party for the pie giveaway, we will send out invites. We will send event reminders. We're going to do phone calls, and into our, in our top 200 or 300 people, we'll call all of them individually, and it's an opportunity to have a conversation that's not about real estate, but it's also, it always turns to real estate, but it's a personal phone call where you're getting engaged with that person, say, hey, how's, Ricky doing? And we're excited to see you guys. Did you reserve your pie for the pie giveaway? We'll also integrate, pictures with Santa and make it's just a really festive, fun time. And then you actually host the event. We're posting pictures on social media. We're doing follow-up after the event is over, calling all the people that did attend those events and thanking them. It just gives you the opportunity to be natural and to just touch people in the way that's going to help cultivate more leads and be top of mind for your business. So each event, if you think about it, generates 5 to 6 touches in your SOI. So every single event, we're doing this, and it should be systematic where you're still touching base. And as you continue to grow over the years, think of it like the snowball effect where it just continues to grow. So the goal is to add people into this so that it gets bigger and bigger every year. So your annual event goal, I would say if you could start by trying to host at least 3 events per year, that gives you the ability to have those conversations and start really generating referrals. If you're not getting referrals and it's not the majority of your business, this is the thing that I think that will help you guys to get to that point, without a doubt. So it's just an organic way to engage with your sphere. And you're touching them 15 to 30 plus times per year, if you think about it. But Feeney's thing was 2 to 3 touches per month, right? So you should be touching your sphere 2 to 3 times a month. We do that with video, we do it with market updates, and we do it with, what's happening with the economy and all of those things that we engage our sphere. But this is really the lifeblood. It allows us to get in contact with them. And we're doing that to give them something, and it's just a fun way to interact with your sphere. So event number 1, March Madness. So we've done this in years past. We do a bracket every single year. And so in this event, we, for example, rented a PJ Wellaghan space. And over on the side, what I did is we just bought tickets and we invited everyone that wanted to be a part of it. So we set up a March Madness pool on ESPN, we created, the whole pool, and I was giving away a pair of AirPod Pros this past year. And what we did is we set it up so the winner, it was free to enter. The winner would get a pair of AirPod Pros, and then we set up a viewing event where people could come. I would give 2 tickets per person at the bar. Would get finger food and little things, and it would create it in the afternoon. So it's just come when you're available. March Madness is always a ton of fun. There's always multiple games on at any given time. We'll do it on a Friday afternoon, and you get 30 to 60 people that will show up through the course of that, just for a drink and to say hi. And it's just a fun way. You're staying casual with it. You're not talking business. You're watching games. And that's a really good event. But again, the whole point with this is touches. It's literally just fun engagement with your sphere, and they look at it that way, and we have a lot of people that look forward to it. Our second event is a big one for us as well, and that's our summer barbecue kickoff. This has really grown legs over the I would say probably the last 5 or 6 years, and I could not do this without my staff. And we can talk about how to try and delegate this and how it's grown over the years. But we do this at the end of May, early June, which is typically right around the last week of school. And so, there's always that flex of back and forth with, graduation parties and people going away to the beach and all of those things. And in the beginning, it was that nervousness of, are people actually going to show up for this? We had moon bounces. We had, a dozen tents out. We had a food truck. We have DJs. We have, one year we even had live music. There's yard games. It's just a fun day to get out and interact with your sphere. So we do that every year, and people really look forward to it. Different ideas that you can do is you can partner with different food vendors, like local. We use Mezzaluna Pizza, and they come out and they do a great job with making really good food. We've had other food trucks in the past, and they've gone off really well. So it's a fun event. It's slightly chaotic, but leading up to that event is really where the proof is in the pudding. Just the amount of effort that you put into engaging with your sphere. Now, again, it doesn't have to be past clients only or your, friends and family only. You can go out to the community and engage the community and just invite people, because the more people you get there, the better. And it usually goes off in 2 to 3 hours, and then you're done by 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon. It's a great event, and there's tons of ways that you can start to try to offset some of the costs. We get participation from our mortgage companies, from inspectors that will be willing to contribute for beverages or for whatever. But start doing this and you can start off small and continue to grow it. But this is a really good event that we've continued to build on. This is another event that we've done in years past, and I'm bringing it up because I was surprised that it was not as expensive as I thought it was going to be. You like my AI generated picture here, but what we did is we went to the AMC Regal and we rented a movie theater. And so we did, I think it was the Lego movie, the last Lego movie that came out, and it was a family movie right when it came out. And we rented the entire theater. It was not that expensive. I think it was around $1,000. And what we did, we had a table set up outside of it. And, I was a nervous wreck thinking, this is a huge theater. It would look really bad if there's like 10 people there. But we, used that opportunity to go out and invite as many people as we could. And, 20 minutes before the movie started, we had like 15 people there. And then when we got to the time that it was about to start, we had a full theater. It was a great event. We did this during like the early part of the year where, the weather was still kind of snotty. People didn't have a whole lot going on. And it went off really well. I think we'll probably do another one of these again. But it gave us an opportunity before the movie started to say a quick thank you just to the people that were in their chairs. They had the movie on, they didn't start anything behind us. So we had the lights on. I spent 2 minutes saying thank you so much. We're just excited to be here with everyone. Starting to come out of the woodwork from the winter, and I hope you guys enjoy the movie. We gave everyone popcorn and candy and drinks, and overall it was a great success. And I think that was a really good thing to implement. If you guys want to try it or ask any questions, just let us know. Our fourth event that we do is the Thanksgiving pie giveaway, and it's just this has just been an awesome event. Over the course of the last, Sarah, I think you could probably help me with guessing how many years we've been doing this, but I think this is probably year 6, somewhere in that range of doing this. And as I mentioned, that the events start to grow legs. This is one that people ask for every year. And so we actually get our pies from Costco. And we send the Evites out about a month or a month and a half to 2 months in advance. And we start the Evite then. And it gives you the chance to get out and just kind of interact with your sphere, wish people happy holidays when you're calling them. And then we're just engaging them. So we also have Santa, and we bring Santa in. We have a whole setup where we create Santa's workshop in our office. And, in every year this is growing, and it's getting bigger and bigger. So we love it. We'll pick up in any given year probably 130 pies, and through the course of that afternoon we'll have drinks and hors d'oeuvres and things in the office. We get rid of all the desks in the office, kind of create open space. We have Christmas music going, pictures with Santa. The kids are coming in their Christmas, clothes, so they can get pictures with Santa. And it just gives you a great opportunity to stand around and talk and give your pies away, wish people happy holidays, and send them on their way. But this is one that's really started to get legs with us, and we're starting to get known for our Thanksgiving pie giveaway. So it's a great opportunity to just engage with your sphere. And I think we're averaging around that about, I would say, $15 a pie. And so, overall, the drinks, food, hors d'oeuvres, Santa, it's probably closer to $3,500 at the end of the day as this has continued to grow. But we started out with making it around $750 to $1,000. And it's grown from there. So we're happy to do it and happy to engage it. So, all right. And then our last one is my most fun, or my favorite, is Stockings for Soldiers. So this is an incredible event, and it gives us an opportunity to give back to a great charity. So Stockings for Soldiers is a massive undertaking where they have hundreds of people that participate in this every year. And we will put a group together of you can see Dave and Kristen there. They came that year, of people that want to participate in the actual event. But we will send Evites out to our sphere asking for donations. Now, these donations, you can see all of the boxes and everything behind them in the photo. What we're doing is we're actually stocking physical stockings, like Christmas stockings, and we're sending those out. There are toiletries, there's books, there's food, there's non-perishables that we're sending out to all the deployed soldiers for our country that are overseas during the holidays. And it gives us a chance to just say thank you. There's little handwritten notes that we put together that kids will write as well. And it really gives, it's a chance to give back, and everyone there is in a really good mood. And overall, it's an awesome cause. So you can engage with your local communities and find a charity like this. Also coupled, I forgot to mention, with our pie giveaway, we do a food drive that we contribute to Kennett Food Cupboard. And what we do is we match the weight with our donation for our team specifically for all the food that's brought in by our clients. So we'll have a side room that's there, and people, when they come to our event, they'll bring bags of food and bags of things that they want to donate to our local food cupboard. Then the day after the pie giveaway, we show up for, before Thanksgiving on Wednesday to the food cupboard, and we typically have 700 to 1,200 pounds of food that we donate to that, which is another great way to give back to the community. So the point with doing all of this, again, is engagement with your clients, engagement with your sphere, and then posting the actual event as it's happening, and then calling them afterwards and thanking them. It gives you just a great opportunity to be in the community, not, with any other intention other than engagement and touches for your sphere. So, you can do this anywhere. Like I said, we collect food, and we collect all these things in our office, and then we bring them to the event on the day of the event, and we typically will have a great time with our team building up to that. So we'll do like a happy hour where everyone gets together, and then we all go as a team over to this event, and it's a great time. So planning, execution, and tips. This is just a thing that I think is going to make you guys all successful, is being consistent. So I would calendar these and space them out so that you can build up to it. Take all that in consideration where you're having a systematic, 2 or 3 weeks beforehand, that you're just going to be making calls. You're going to be engaging with your sphere. It gives you the opportunity to have those conversations. To be, personalization matters. You just need to be authentic and engage your sphere, and it gives you the chance to ask about their kids, ask about their work, ask about their house, how things are going, and people will feel that authenticity and want to engage with you even more. And then following up afterwards, you can go that extra mile and send personal thank you notes. I haven't done that, but we have made phone calls, thank people for getting, into the event and engaging with us. That's the whole point of doing these things. Again, make it organic, make it intentional. You don't want to be salesy in these. In every case, I think in every event that we've had, it's spun off at least 3 deals, and some even more than that, where people will come say, hey, we need to talk because I need to sell my house. It just gives you at bats, and that's the whole point of this. And the more you're able to remember the client, and you're taking mental notes as you're in the room about the next conversation from years past. I've had clients come to our Thanksgiving pie giveaway that I sold a house 17 years ago. It comes every year, and just asking questions and remembering their kids' names and talking about their yard and things like that really endear the relationship and makes it continue. But that person has given me 4 or 5 leads in the last 4 or 5 years. So it's a great way to just grow your business organically. And then setting clear goals, the intention strategy is also super important. Is, a lot in years past, and some of the mistakes that I've made, I've gotten too sidetracked with getting into the details behind the scenes. And you don't want to be the guy behind the grill. You don't want to be the guy that's making sure that everyone's using the moon bounce safely. You need to delegate so that you're really in tune with engaging your sphere, engaging your clients, and kind of moving through, so that everyone feels seen and everyone feels engaged. So the way we measure the success is what the statistics that I've found on the internet were that the referral rate. So agents who host regular client events see referral rates increase by 30 to 50% compared to those who don't. There's 68% client retention. So clients who attend your events are significantly more likely to use you for their next transaction. And then also the intentionality of growing your SOI. So each event typically expands your sphere by 15 to 30% through introduction to friends and family. So in every event, all of these, when we've had at our pie giveaway last year, people that have never bought or sold a house from us that are coming to get their photos taken with kids with Santa. And I was like, the more the merrier. Great, bring them in. Yes, you're welcome. We're happy to have you. The likelihood of that person when they have a real estate need to use me versus anyone else is substantially higher by doing this. So that's kind of why we do this. So we track attendance rates. And then in our CRM, we kind of take notes on the performance of the people that attended and the referrals that we get. So overcoming common challenges. Obviously, you can understand the stress that can be involved in doing this. So time management is a huge thing, and we need to put meetings together where we delegate different things to different people on the team. And again, like I said, I could not do this without Sarah's help and with Sherry's help in implementing some of the things that we put into this. It's so in depth and multifaceted. Like our barbecue event, we need to coordinate moon bounces, food trucks, music, the actual food itself, drinks, yard games, tent setup, chair rentals, table rentals, and face painters in the whole 9 yards. So delegate and start small and just let this grow organically. Budget constraints, obviously, if you're starting out and you're brand new and that's a concern, there are definitely ways that you can start small and then you can scale up. And as you continue to grow this and you continue to generate business from doing these events, it gives you the opportunity to grow it just naturally with the added income that you're generating for your team. You can also leverage, your strategic alliances for your business. Obviously, with our mortgage company, with our title companies, with our local vendors, whether it's people that service our clients or inspectors, they all want to participate because it gives them good visibility with past clients, and for the same reasons we do it, they're interested in doing this as well. So we get participation for offsetting a lot of the expenses that go into this with participation from our strategic alliances. And then engagement hurdles. So personalized invitation to your RSVPs, evites, follow-ups, and phone calls. Creating interactive elements at events, like we've done photo booths before, and those are awesome because people will put their information in, and then we'll have a kiosk that does photos, and then the event itself can be just kind of highlighted in social media with permission from the people for their photos. But it's fun, and they get props, and they're having a good time, and it just shows the rest of your social media that we create these events and we have such a good time at them. It just kind of plants the seed. Ask your clients to bring friends, and then obviously change up different event types. So we do some that are super family oriented. We do some like NCAA March Madness, where you may not have a whole bunch of kids involved going to a bar and having a drink, watching the game, but vary them and change them so that it makes it fun and you're able to touch the majority of the people in your sphere. So final tips for great events. Authenticity trumps everything. So choose events that are going to align your personality and interests. Your genuine enthusiasm is contagious and creates more meaningful connections. So don't be fake. Just, engage your clients and have a great time doing this. And that energy is going to come through the event. Be consistent with it. Don't do a pie giveaway 1 year and then skip it the next year. I think that continues to build, and the consistency that you have with that is what translates to the success of the event overall. And then focus on the experience. You want to think of this in terms of how does the client feel when they come to the event, right? So the worst case scenario would be if we had hosted a barbecue and the people showed up and I never said anything to them. So I want the people that are coming to our events to be feeling like they're VIPs, every single one of them. And we want to engage and have a conversation. So it's kind of like working the room at a wedding. When you're the bride and groom, you have to go around, you have to engage, you have to say thank you for coming, have authentic conversations with everyone that comes to the event. So this is kind of opening this up now for a Q&A, guys. So like other questions that we've had that I was anticipating that anyone wants me to highlight any of these. My biggest apprehension, as you can imagine, is what if people don't show up? And in the first couple events that we've done for this, that was my biggest thing of staring at the ceiling and like what if two people show up to our barbecue and we have all these tables and moon bounces and food trucks and no one shows up. um, I've not experienced that yet. And some years we've had attendance that was a little bit lighter. That was early on, but as this has continued to grow through that consistency again, people start putting that on the calendar and they're just like, oh, this is the weekend for the Rory Burkhart team's barbecue. This is when their pie giveaway is. So we just put that on our calendar every single year. So just start and do it. So in our closing steps, or closing in the next steps, but I would encourage all of you, if you're not doing client appreciation parties, to start. Just start small, but do it now. Try to put something on the calendar for 3 to 4 months out, and start putting plans together for creating something that's going to give you the ability to engage with your sphere. Put systems in place, whether it's in your CRM, templates and evites and tracking methods, and then just put it into play and execute it. I would encourage all of you, if you're not doing that, to do it. And that's it. So I'm here if you guys have any questions or anything, but any comments or anything at all, I'm happy to share.
Where do you host the barbecue?
In a field outside of our office. So
Okay.
we found a venue that's just like it's kind of like a green space, and it's I would say probably a total of about a half acre, maybe a little bit larger of field. And we have it set up with a pretty good system of tents around the one circumference, and then we have moon bounce, food truck, face painter, yard games, DJ, or a live band, and it creates a great space where people just kind of congregate and move around, and it's a lot of fun.
So they use your office for restrooms?
We bring in porta johns.
Oh, okay.
Anyone have anything else? I would say these are really overall probably the most important investment that we make into our business yearly. It's the best engagement that we have. And again, like I said, we go into a lot of different parts of our business where we're engaging our sphere, whether it's new listings or happy clients, or we're just talking about the market. So, but if you boil down the number of touches that we do in these systems, as well as that, we're probably over 50 or 60 touches per year with our sphere. And that gives them top of mind awareness for where we get our referrals from. The majority of our referrals, again, come from our past clients, and this has been a great feeder and lifeblood to grow in our business.
And so,
Hey, Rory.
Rory, correct me if I'm wrong, but the stockings for soldiers, is that done like across the country? Is that something where, if someone who's in like the Virginia area or the Maryland area, they could do something? Because I know this year we weren't local, so we went on Amazon and we just like got
Yeah,
the, item wish list and just sent a bunch of stuff over. But like if
yeah.
somebody wanted to do something in their local area, how often, where do they host these?
Yeah, Stocking for Soldiers was grown sort of organically by a woman in our area, and she started it because her son was deployed overseas, and then it grew. It's a massive, massive scale. I don't know if they do that nationally. I think that we service most of the armed forces from this location. And you can't even understand the scale. Like they have it's basically a warehouse, and they have waves of people that participate in this over 3 or 4 days, where they send this out all over the world. It's literally thousands and thousands of boxes of goods, and thousands of stockings, where it's just a well-oiled machine. So if you're not in that market or not in this area, there's so many things that you can do, like food cupboards. I would say you could do something very similar to our event by putting together a local food drive, and it gives you the ability to go out and say, even I can come and pick up the food from you. If you can't make it to the office and drop the food off, I'll come to you and do the event, and just it gives you a chance to engage with your sphere, and that's the whole point. But yeah, the stocking for soldiers I think is local. Brendan, you were going to say something?
Hey, Rory. Hey, I love how you really intertwine these throughout the year, strategically at different points where business might ebb and flow a little bit.
Yeah.
I was just curious if you have tried any other events or tried to weave them into your current events that didn't really stick, like I don't know, like a nine-hole golf outing or something like that. It just didn't get a big demand.
Yeah. Sarah, you might be able to chime in if we've done any other events that haven't worked. I'm a big golfer, Brendan, and I've been in so many charity golf events, and I've seen what a pain in the rear end it is. So I've kind of stayed away from that intentionally because I want nothing to do with it. They're so intense to lead up to, and those are ones you really need to make sure that you get engagement, and you starting to log the people to lock them into the event. We have not done golf. But Sarah, can you think of anything else that we've done that we don't do anymore?
Um, I don't think so. I think what's really important is when you think about hosting these or throwing them is what would you want to attend as the client? So something that's kind of no pressure, a lot of fun, includes the family, something that you would make time for on your calendar and doesn't feel like an obligation.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It sounds like you guys get a ton of return clients from it. I appreciate all the tips on it.
Yeah. So hopefully it gave you guys some sort of takeaways and some things that you could do to implement in your business. You know, I was thinking through this, like what topic I wanted to talk about this week. And this is, I think, one of the more important things that we do for our own business to continue to make it grow.
So then, Rory, one last thing. What was the first client appreciation thing that your team did? And if you could recommend one thing that like someone on the call could be like, hey, if I was going to do like one, like my first client appreciation thing, which thing would you pick?
That's a good question. I would start off, if budget is the biggest concern, the cheapest one that we do would probably be the NCAA March Madness. You can put that together with an Evite, and we did AirPod Pros, which were I think $250 or something like that. You can do the event, and it doesn't need to. You don't even need to buy drinks. You can just say, "Hey, we're going to be here. We're going to put together like an event, and you could buy just the appetizers and finger food and spend $300 or $400 to have that food out, and then if people come, they can buy their own drinks if they want to drink, right? But it gives you anything that you can do that's going to create an at bat, right? The event is less important than the opportunity to engage. So I'd encourage you to pick something. You could set up an Easter egg hunt. You could do a number of things that it just gives you an opportunity to engage. And the phone calls, the emails, the evites, the engagement with your sphere is the point.
Awesome.
If no one else has any comments or anything, I think that can be
Rory,
yeah.
question. Can we get a sample of the evites that you have sent like through your CRM?
Absolutely. Yeah,
Thank you.
100%. We'll send, I can share that with you guys.
That would be great. Thank you. This was really good. Thank
Good.
you.
Good. I'm glad you guys got something out of it. All right. Well, if you guys are good, hope everyone has a great week. And if you have any questions specific to any of the events that we do, please don't hesitate to reach out, and I'll be happy to share any info that we have.
Thank you.
Rory. Good job.